All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, that was great millstone, and shout to the brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. All right, and we're going to hop right into it, man. It's the brother Ratazawani from GMS Chicago, and I got with me
the brother Ariala.
Khan, and a spirit just really just hopped. We was doing stuff totally unrelated, and the spirit hopped on us, man, and really gonna go into the Lord is at this current stage. He's about to show that He ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right, and shit, you can get Proverbs 21 on deck. I want to get this Daniel on deck, but I want to like the spirit just. I'm gonna grab this Daniel for.
Because we didn't go into it. What we did, what we were gonna do it about the king. How he set up.
Khan, yep. God of the whole earth. Salakia, brother, and I'm gonna get this precept lined up. This is Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah 54. Oh, let me get this on deck so I don't forget this one. Salakia. When the spirit poured out, you gotta catch it because this flesh is weak. So like this Ezekiel 39 and verse it's early on. It's saying twice, but the one early up is the one I want. Salakia. Oh, my stuff is I don't know what the fuck name was. Salakia, bear with me, brothers. Right. This is one of them, Ezekiel 39:28. Then shall they know that I am Yahweh their power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen, but I have gathered them unto their own land and have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face anymore from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right, so the Lord controls the statuses of a nation, man. He brings up one, he takes down another. All right, the Lord took us down and put us in the hands of our enemies because we sinned. All right, so how much more when the Lord is coming to establish His kingdom on earth? Shall these heathens be brought low, man? The Lord is showing that He controls all these things. I wish I could find the one above it. And I know I'm looking right over it. Oh, yeah, verse 7. Ezekiel 39:7. So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, the Holy One in Israel. So the Lord is going to make His name known, make it known that He's the true ruler of all these things. Yes, you may see America running things on the earth. You may see Rome was in power, Babylon was in power, etc. Egypt was in power. But it's the Yahweh that's the true one in power because He set these kingdoms up. All right, He establishes thrones, man. Hey, what's that? Sirach 11. This Sirach 11 and verse 13. Oh my God.
Is this Rock 10?
Is it 10?
Yeah, the one where it goes, because it's going to go into that Proverbs about the king. But I was going to start at 7. How pride is hateful. And then...
All right, go ahead.
This is Rock 10 and 7. It says, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both the one committing iniquity. All right, so that talking about that pride, and that's what really was going to bring this man's downfall is his thought process that, one, he didn't consider the latter end of why he was given dominion, but two, the fact that he's proud, he believes he's more than man. You know what I'm saying? He thinks he's a power and dealing treacherously, you know? It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by the sea, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right? Is that the part you wanted? Because basically that's why he has to lose. That's why he has to lose dominion, because he's doing this unjustly. All right. It says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such one setteth his own soul to sale. All right, because he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." That's what Esau did. What he said, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna famish. All right, and he basically cursed his blessing. All right, his firstborn blessing, because he said, "What does it profit me now?" You know. All right, it says the physician cutteth off long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. So that's really right now the kings that are set up with our just men.
Thou shalt build, but I will throw down. That's the Lord said in Malachi. Esau's going to build, but he's going to throw him down. So the Lord established this kingdom. The Lord gave him Esau the power to build it up. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. The Lord put him in power, but the Lord also says he's going to take him down. All right.
Verse 11. That's the rock. It says, "For when a man is dead, he shall inherit creepy things, beasts, and worms." It says, "The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yahweh, and his heart is turned away from his maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, and overthrew them utterly." And it says, "The Lord had cast down the thrones of proud princes, and set up the meek in their stead."
You got well, yeah, that's how all the heathens feel. But Esau was the top of that list of the proud, man. They all think they got themselves a power, that they did this, did that. That's why the Lord humbled the king of Nebuchadnezzar, man. He made him basically believe he's an animal. So we're living in a time where the Lord is going to make it known that he is the true living power, man. And these heathens didn't do anything of their own, man. All right, they didn't put us in captivity, which that's also in Ezekiel 39. They didn't put us in captivity and conquered us because they were so mighty. No, it said that our rock sold us. All right? Yahweh sold us into slavery because we sinned. All right, we fucked up, man. And Lord is finna come make that known. Hey, this real quick, this is Isaiah 10 and 6. "I will send him against the hypocritical nation." So the Lord sent Esau against us. Esau is the modern day Assyrian, man. All right, ancient Assyria, they let us go when their land still exists. This modern day Assyria that's mentioned in these scriptures in the prophecy, where it's going to be burned up, it's going to be destroyed, like the same as the modern Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. That's a future prophecy talking about America the Great. All right? So Esau Edom was sent against the hypocritical nation Israel, because we supposed to serve the Lord. We went off. And against the people of my wrath, that I give him a charge to take the spoil, and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Howbeit he meaneth not so, then doth his heart think so. But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So the Lord put that spirit on Esau to take us down, man. All right? The Lord programmed Esau to be this conquering force. Okay? For he said, "Are not my princes altogether kings?" So Esau get that pride. Like now, he think, well, are we not deserving to be rulers? It's not Calno as Carchemish. It's not Hamath as Arpad. It's not Samaria as Damascus. As my hand has found the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and Samaria, shall I not, as I have done unto Samaria and her idols, so do to Jerusalem and her idols? Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord hath performed this whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks. So Esau starts to think that he's a god, man. So the Lord is like, look, I got to come punish you, because you think you're mightier than me. All right? They're not acknowledging that the Lord set them up, man. It said that they will remember their latter end. The Lord sets you up to rule, but he also sets you up to rule to your own hurt, man. So now you're going to be destroyed. You know? For he said, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. And I have removed the bounds of the people and have robbed their treasures. And I have put down the habits like a valiant man. And my hand hath found as a nest the riches of the people. And as one gathers the eggs that are left. Have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing, or opened the mouth, or peeped. So Esau think they done did this. So the Lord, he pissed off at this proud, man. The Lord establishes a kingdom, man. That's the rock I was looking for, was 11 and 14, man. Everything but riches, poverty, all right? Like it says in Psalms, promotion cometh of the Lord. The Lord set up kings, take down kings. He do all of that, man. You read in the 10th chapter, right?
Khan.
Right. The Lord set up kings, man. The Lord do all these things. Okay? Shall the axe boast itself against him that heweth therewith? The Lord used Esau as a weapon to chop down the nations and conquer these places, man. Or shall the saw magnify itself against him that shaketh it? As if the rod should shake itself against them and lift it up, or as if the staff should lift up itself as if it were no wood. All right? So the nations are going to know, like that Ezekiel 39 said, the Lord is ruling, is doing all these things. The Lord put us in the slavery at your hands. All right? And everybody's going to know the name of Yahweh after this destruction he comes bring. The Lord is coming to humble all the proud, man. All right? The Lord, you got
it back. We had talked about that. We wanted to talk for that Maccabees. This is that Maccabees, 2 Maccabees chapter 9 and verse 8. It says, because this was Antiochus Epiphanes, says, and thus he that a little afore thought he could command the waves of the sea, so proud was he beyond the condition of man, and weighing the high mountains in a balance.
That stout heart. All right, because at the end of the day, this is the same line, the same devil that's ruling now. It's that same bloodline. All right, and when you link this bloodline back to Antiochus, like Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great goes back to Esau Edom. It's Amalek, to be specific. All right, the seed of Agag. He's the seed of Agag.
It says, was now cast on the ground and carried in a horse little, showing forth unto all manifest the power of Yahweh, so that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man, and while he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army. And the man that thought a little afore he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable stink. He therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride, and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of Yahweh, his pain increasing every moment. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words, it is meet to be subject unto Yahweh, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself if he were power. This wicked person vowed also unto Yahweh, who now no more would have mercy upon him, saying thus, that the holy city to the which he was going to in haste to lay, because he said he was going to make Jerusalem a sepulcher.
Yep. He had people of different nations ready, prepared to come by slaves. They just knew that we was finna get taken down. That this man was going to conquer us. But the Lord instead made this man rot from the inside out.
It says, and to make a common burying place, he was said.
If I'm not mixing up the two accounts, because there was two different men that came to fuck up Israel. And they both got humbled. One got beat by horses, Helidorius, and this is Antiochus, and he got rotted from the inside out.
Yeah,
right, but it was one account what the heathens thought that we were going to lose. They had people ready to come by slaves, and on both of them accounts, the Lord protected us and humbled the proud that came in. You know, he said he came in with an arm; he had to be carried out in a litter.
Yeah, he said he was gonna make of Jerusalem a sepulcher. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, look. You know, I'm gonna.
You have more, right? Wait. From where you left off at?
It says, that the holy city to which he was going to haste to lay even with the ground and to make in a common burying place, he was set at liberty. And as touching the Jews whom he had judged not worthy so much to be buried, but to be cast out with their children, to be devoured of the fowls and wild beasts, he would make them all equals to the citizens of Athens.
God, he's gonna give him an Edomite status. That's how humbled he got, man. And the Lord didn't give him mercy. He died still. In fact, I think it goes to how he told his son to follow the Lord, man. You know, he got his ass humbled, and he still got put to death. He's an Edomite. There's no repentance for Esau. All right, even if the Lord would have healed him from that, he still would have died from something gruesome at some point. Especially now, that's too deep. But anyway,
Agrippa, what did Agrippa say? Oh, you almost covered because it wasn't in him to be right. Like you thought he'd convinced.
So even if Edom might survive cancer, don't worry, they gonna get this.
You're right.
This man just happened. His judgment was set. He wasn't escaping that one. All right, and that's the tell for all Esau. None will make it, man.
Did you want that Proverbs?
The real quick. This is Second Maccabees 3:27. After the angel started to attack Hilidorius, and Hilidorius fell suddenly unto the ground and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up and put him into a litter. Thus him that lately came with the great train and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons, and manifestly they acknowledged the power of the Most High. So the Lord brings his judgment. The world is going to acknowledge the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's the point. So like if I got sidetracked, because there's so much different things come up in these scriptures, you want to hit on the different topics and subtopics. But really the point is the Lord is coming to show that he is the true living power, man. All these things we see happen, the fall of this economy, the collapse of this place, so the name of the Lord can be acknowledged, man. And that name is Yahweh. His son that's doing the works in the name of his father is Yahweh Shai. All right? And the world is going to know that, man. They're going to know who's the true ruler of the world is, man. Yes, he's the king of Israel, but he's the ruler of all things. We're his people. We're his nation, so, you know, he's our king, but he's the ruler of all things, man. For he by the hand of the Most High was cast down and lay speechless without all hope of life. But they praised the Lord that had miraculously honored his own place, for the temple which a little afore was full of fear and trouble, when the Almighty Lord appeared, was filled with joy and gladness. The Lord's going to do that again. It's a time of Jacob trouble, but he should be saved out of it. The Lord's going to be sanctified in us before the eyes of the heathen, as the scriptures say, man. So, the Lord is going to come humble the proud, and the Lord's going to save his elect. He's getting a name for these things. All right? You had something? Really, the point is made. No, you got something, don't hit it, because I got something too. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, Daniel 4:17, just to read
it. Spirit.
Because at the end of the day, we're driving the same point home.
Yeah.
It's Daniel 4:17. This matters by decree of the watchers, and that the man by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Oh, that was the point.
And he giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set over it the basis of men. It's on that joke, how he described Esau. Is this viler than the earth? This profane man that, although he saw it in tears in Hebrews, in that New Testament, you know, that's to make sure you knew that he never found a place of forgiveness.
Unrighteous dealings, the brother read, why the kingdoms be taken away. When you read about his son, all right, the kingdom got taken after he praised them idols, man. Let me get it real quick. Because he praised them idols. You can get Daniel 5:20. Oh, no, I can use that. I just want to lose the Isaiah. This is Daniel chapter 5. And I'm going to start up. Daniel 5 and 18. O thou king, the most high power gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him, whom he would slew, and whom he kept alive. Slack it. Whom he would, he slew, and whom he kept alive. Whom he would, he kept alive. And whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down. But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven. So he knew that the most high power ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointed over it whomsoever he will. So he's going to that same account the brother Ariala just read. You know, he's telling about what happened with his father. And thou his son, O Belshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives and thy concubines, have drunk wine in them. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the power in whose hand thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, hast thou not glorified. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this is the writing, and this writing was written. So Daniel cut him. All right, you know that Yahweh was a true power. You saw what he did to your father to humble him, and you yourself fall off the pride. And he's gonna let him know you're gonna lose your kingdom. All right, your kingdom is over with, and that's for all these nations, man, because they don't serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's for us to do. And we as a nation got proud to look what the Lord did to us. So now the Lord is going to take another kingdom down, Esau Edom. And he's going to establish his righteous throne forever, man. All right, great pride is entered into the world, and the Lord is about to come humble all the proud, man. All right? Khan. It's a scripture in 2nd Esdras. It says, because of great pride, the houses shall be troubled. This is Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the Lord is going to kill most of the people on the planet because of this great pride. All right? People not, pride is one term for their maker. People not serving Yahweh. They don't even know who the maker is, man. They trust in technology and science and evolution or some other weird fucking God, man. And Yahweh is coming to make his name known, man. And his son named Yahweh Shai. All right? Point blank, period.
Yeah, that science falsely so-called because they're theories. The word science means to know the science of how something operates.
Yep.
Which is This is 2nd Esdras. Yep. Is this the 8 and 51? It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
So many miseries are coming to this place because of your great pride, man. And rightfully so, because you know not who the Lord is, man. You don't know who the maker is of all these things. He's not glorified. So Lord is going to come humble another nation, another kingdom. He's going to establish his throne and name forever this time around, man. All right, Yahweh is doing these works.
Right, in the New Testament, it tells you twice in Jude and in 2 Peter's about the example that Sodom and Gomorrah was supposed to be set for anybody that will rule thereafter, that was going to be the consequence.
Isaiah 54 and 5, for thy maker is thy husband, Yahweh of hosts is his name, and thy redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the power of the whole earth shall he be called. For Yahweh hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth when thou wast refused, saith thy power. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. So the Lord getting that name upon the whole world is when he comes to save his children Israel. Because he's going to do what Romans 9 say. Great wrath to show his power upon the vessels fitted for destruction, and a number of riches of mercy upon the vessels fitted for salvation. All right? That's the Lord is finna come to get his name and his judgment for the judgment of destruction and the judgment of mercies to save his elect. He's going to get a name doing both of those things, man. All right, so you got something else?
Just want to hit the one, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, he turneth whatsoever he will.
That's right, and the Lord controls all these things, man. It's Isaiah 45. All right, the Lord controls politics. He controls financial decisions. He controls everything, man. Who wins wars, who loses wars. That's all in the hands of the living Father. And the Father is about to set up his nation, man. All right, he's going to win this next war. Hope it was edifying. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles. That was great millstone. And shout out to your brothers doing this thing in sincerity, truth, and with charity. Shalom, wa, abab, abal.